A political writer, Onur Erim, can join me now live in the studio for his analysis on first this sentencing today. Are you satisfied with how it unfolded?
Well, I mean, how do you put a price on a human being's life, especially when it's civilians trying to guard their country? Yes, there's some relief. This is the first major case that is finished. I think there's also some sentimental value to President Erdogan as well, because this is also the place where one of his closest advisors and his 16-year-old son had passed away on the July 15th Martyrs Bridge. So are we satisfied? Yes, there's hopefully some justice being served right now. Are we, do we need to be more satisfied? Absolutely. There's a long road to, go through when it comes to FETÖ.
When we spoke to our correspondent earlier, who was outside the courthouse when the sentences were read, she said that a number of victims' families actually cried when they heard that 44 soldiers were actually found not guilty and released. Do you think it merits those tears, or should Turks actually be celebrating that they have a justice system that thoroughly looks at the evidence and convicts people on the evidence alone?
There is a very famous plaque in most of the higher courts in the United States. It says, "We're here to, we're here to decide on behalf of the law. The real justice, is upon God." So, no matter what could have been done, I'm sure those that lost their relatives, their fathers, their sons, their daughters, are not going to be satisfied. This court case happened to have 144, I believe, soldiers in connection with what happened at the Martyrs Bridge. Again, if I had lost a close friend of mine, a family member, I would have been satisfied. I would have wanted for all of them to have the highest sentence ever possible. But with the justice system, you get what you get, and this is at least a show, a dignified show where everybody will see justice is being served. On this note, as I was listening to U.S. President Trump on the way here, at least we held a decent court in Turkey. We didn't do what the U.S. did after 9/11, like they did in the Guantanamo Bay, without any courts, without any appearances, without any lawyers to them. This is what we did. This is what was right. Yes, I don't feel that it's 100% justice may not be served, but this is what happened. We'll see. There's also, don't forget, there's an appeal process possibly coming up. So there may be more life sentences on top of this.
Okay. I mean, justice is rarely perfect in any democracy, but it does serve. Let me ask you this, though. 2 years later now, where does Turkey stand in its struggle to prevent anything like this from happening again? Has that era finished when military coups were even possible?
We hope so. I think one of the biggest accomplishments of President Erdogan in his 16-year tenure was the establishment of the government itself, apart from the military. When you thought about Turkey, its politics, its military, you thought that military was always a step ahead of its government, who it should actually be serving. What President Erdogan was able to accomplish in the last 16 years is that who should rule the country should be the government, not the military. I think we're getting to that point with the latest happenings after the presidential system took into effect, where right now, as you know, Joint Chiefs of Staff is now being directly is going to be under the Secretary of Defense, the Ministry of Defense. I think he made a very good call, making the first Minister of Defense in this aspect the current Joint Chiefs of Staff. I think we're getting there. As people should realize, the military, it will serve the country. The military should serve its people. And who should decide what they should do is who that people vote for. Everybody, it's going to take some time, because this is something that we've been trained as Turks for the last 70, 80 years, that military is always a step ahead, or they have the mind of their own. It is not. They will serve the people, they will serve the nation, and who shall direct them is who the people vote for to be in the government. That's
okay. Onur Erim, we will leave it there. Thanks so much
you
for coming in.